Welcome to Real Dad Bro Talk, where all the guys come to hang out. 100% real talk with Matt and company. Here we go.
All right. Welcome to Real Dad Bro Talk. You got Matt and Nick. Nick is actually out tonight, and we do have a special guest tonight. His name is Silong. He is going to be joining us in a special episode of Real Dad Bro Talk. And, Silong's a good friend of mine, and I wanted to bring him in here on tonight's episode because he's got a lot of really good, interesting, experiences, and just a lot of things I feel could give the audience some good advice and feedback, and just some motivational type stuff too, man. So that's the whole episode tonight is it's get to know Silong night is what it is. So I thought that'd be a really good thing tonight. But I'm gonna throw it over to you, man. So Silong, you there, my friend?
I'm right here, man. First of all, I want to thank you for having me on your show here. I appreciate it. It's quite an honor to have a special show on just me. I don't know what I did to deserve it, but we're here.
It's just you. It's Silong night, man. No, it's great. I'm. This is something. When I started kind of putting things together for Real Dad Bro Talk, I honestly leaned on you, just to get some ideas, right, and some pointers. And I think you said that's a dope idea, dude. You got to do it. And I was like, well, yeah, for sure. And I've really been. I've been grateful to know you as a friend, and just being able to get some ideas from you and things like that. So I want people to kind of know who you are, because you have a lot of interesting things that have been going on in your life and kind of how you are, but you relate to the show in so many ways. You're a father, you're a husband, you're doing things on the side, you're doing things full time. I mean, it's just nonstop, but you still find ways to be, the real dad, and also you continue to have the bro talk. So it just made sense, man. It took me some time to get you on here, but I wanted to make sure that I was ready to have the ever presence of Silong be able to be on here, man. So I didn't want to let you down. You know what I mean? So, but no.
Well, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate all the kind words, and I'm very proud of you for getting this podcast up and going, man.
Thanks, buddy.
It really impressed me, because a lot of people have a lot of ideas, but they lack an execution. So to see you out there, going out there and making it happen, it's very inspiring on my end too. So good job, man.
I appreciate that, man. And I think by the time people actually hear this one, they're going to be, if they were on the fence, I'm hoping that between me and you having a conversation about where we've gone and our ideas, and especially the things that you've done, that they're going to be able to take that jump. You know what I mean? I think that's a real. I would walk away from this podcast if someone could take that advice and just do it, man. That would make me super pumped, because if you're afraid to fail, and that's why you don't do it. Hopefully we can get them over that.
I
That
just want to say that. Yeah, sorry, man. I just want to say that the biggest failure is not doing it, not trying. So
exactly, there it is. There's the first quote. If you guys are taking notes, there's the first quote from Silong. Take it back right there. But no, man. So for people that may not follow you or have a huge understanding of who you are, I know we kind of gave them a little bit of a taste of kind of what you do. You're a dad, a husband, an entrepreneur, full-time. I mean, you name it, man. It's like you're a jack of all trades for just a lot of the stuff that you're dabbling into, man. So if someone, needs to know who you are, could you sum that up real quick?
Yeah, I'd just say I'm a person that's really curious on how the world works and how things work. That's what led me to do what I'm doing now. Currently, I guess I label myself as a multimedia artist. I dabble in a little bit of everything. I like music. I produce music, edit audio, do a little bit of video, filmmaking, graphic design as well. And out of that, it's just sparked from my curiosity of how things work, how do things come together to create things. Like with music, you have all these different instruments come together to form a song. Same thing with art and paint. You take all these different paintings, you get a beautiful painting. So to summarize who I am, I guess I would just say I'm just a person that's curious about what the world has to offer, and I just like to learn new things and meet new people.
Right. No, I agree, man. And I think you're right on point when it comes to the things that it's easy to see how it can cross over. The way that you're so involved into the music and just the production side of it, and just the chords and the way that things sound and harmonize, and just the beats, the way they mix, and you create this awesome, song or whatever you're trying to do, to where it is the art side of it too. Because in the same, like what you're doing still is art in your mind, right? It's not on a piece of paper, but what you're creating is an artwork. So when you're done, you kind of step back and you're like, damn, that was pretty good, or start over, right? So
yeah, and it's all fun. And when you complete an art project or a song or whatnot, I'm always looking for the next thing. Like, what's next? What do I want to do next? What can I do next? And inspiration is every day for me. Just going to work and coming back, being stuck in traffic, I might see something on there that inspired me to do something, and just corresponding with my coworkers as well.
Right. So was music your first love?
I would say so, man. I grew up in a very tough time here out in Tacoma, Washington. And there was a lot of gang activity during the time, and music was kind of my escape. I discovered it early because my family down in Portland had a band, and I was always intrigued on how so many different sounds and instruments can coalesce together into one song. And it just kind of intrigued me. And then I kind of learned how to play the keyboard, and my dad bought me one when I was younger, and kind of stuck with it and went to school for audio engineering.
Yeah, okay. Sweet, man. Sweet. So are you mixing music right now? Is that what you're doing? When you're DJing, no. Are you mixing, like what is it? So if you go into a DJ right now and you're booked, what is your mentality? Are you mixing things, or what are you doing?
Well, I'm mixing songs. I got to see what the crowd is. When you're DJing, it's a little different than producing actual music, because you're playing music that's been created. You just got to see what my first thing I do is kind of feel the crowd, see where they're at. I start off a little slow, see what they respond to. Mm-hmm. But as far as music goes, it just depends how I feel. It's a great outlet for me. But as what you're asking, if I'm still currently doing music, I'm not really. I haven't done a lot of music in the past couple of years. I've been overtaken with more video and film now, believe it or not.
Well, that's a new thing, man. I mean, people are, when it comes to multimedia stuff, it's video and filming. People want to know things. And vlogging, good Lord, that thing is like exploded. How I haven't done that yet. You know what? I tried to do a vlog Saturday, dude. I did. Mm-hmm. And it was an epic fail of failures. But I tried it, and I'm going to continue to try it until I can figure it out. You know what I mean? It was corny as hell, dude. It was so stupid. It just didn't sound right. It sounded fake. It sounded like I was trying to script it, And I was in my mind. I'm like, this is what I'm going to say. This is what I'm going to do. This is what and then it sounded that way. I got to be more free flowing with it and just let it happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, it takes experience. To be in front of a camera is a different beast. And, when you say you're a big fail, I wouldn't say that's a fail. That's a learning experience. So off that failure, you're going to build on top of that to get better. No one starts off being fantastic.
That's true. Well, some people do.
Some people do. Very rare.
Not very many. No, I get it. No. But, no, I'm glad the multimedia thing has taken off for you and the video things. I've seen your work. And, your pictures are great. I know there's a lot of cool things you can do with equipment nowadays and just the cool effects you can have. But I think the way that you capture moments is what people are looking for, and that's why they gravitate towards, you as they want to bring you in and do the work. You know what I mean? So if you guys haven't checked it out, you need to go check out his stuff because it's really, really legit. It's if you need some work done, I'm sure he's probably got a lot of shit, already booked, but wouldn't hurt to reach out, man. But
yeah, I'm open to see how I can help. That's our number one passion is helping people.
You know what? And we'll get into that too as we go, farther in there, because I know we both kind of share that same passion as well. So, but and real quick, how old are you? You're older, right? You're 39. I'm 35, so
yes,
a little bit
I
older.
turned 39 this year, so I'm getting there.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna turn 36 this year, so I'm on my way. But I think that the reason why I'm calling that out, some people are like, oh, age, blah, blah, blah. No, man, I want to call that out because too many times you can hear people the way they talk or they have these ideas or these visions or just, they're bogged down because they feel like they're kind of stuck and they're in that husband role, father role, and they can't get out of it or whatever it is, or just the work life. They can't balance it or do things. And they just kind of get, they have visions and dreams. They never get to try them. In their mind, they feel they never get to try them, right? They're like, oh, man, I never got to do this, blah, 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 right? So, I don't know about you, but I'm not a young, spring chicken anymore. But I did this less than a year ago. You know what I mean? And it's a podcast. It's a website. It's also time, energy, and things of that nature. But a lot of times I find myself doing this stuff when the kids are in bed, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're settled down. I can do this stuff while I have free time, which isn't a lot, but it doesn't take a lot. If you put it in your mind, oh my gosh, I just don't have time, that's not true. Not true. I call bullshit. You have time.
Yeah.
Everyone has time. And it depends on how you use your time. When you're with your kids, make it quality time. Don't make it bullshit. Make it quality time when you're with them. So then when you're sitting down at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, you're not like, oh man, I wish I would have spent more time with the kids, and now I'm knee deep into this. No, like, just know that you can possibly do something, believe in it, and then push yourself to do it and try it. And like you said before, if you fail, it's not truly a failure. You're never going to learn from anything if you're just always successful. That's not life. Life doesn't work that way anyways. But I want people to know that, man, you're busy. You're a busy guy. You know what I mean? You have so much going on, and you're not, you're getting to the age where people probably feel sometimes they should stop and give up. And you say, no way, man.
Yeah, man, I'm just getting started. I'm 39. I feel like I'm just getting started. Maybe I bloomed late in the game.
Yeah.
But, music I've been pursuing since my early 20s. And, technology was different back then. There wasn't any social media. So it was really hard,
right?
Especially being an Asian guy trying to rap or do hip-hop music. Totally different landscape than it was back in the day. But that never discouraged me to do anything. I let the music talk. And we got some pretty good success. But going back to the age thing is just that for me, the older I get, the younger I feel, because I feel like I can do these things because I've acquired so much knowledge growing up. So just being curious, just being a curious person, the more I learn, the more I want to do things because I learn and I realize I can do it. And there's no reason why I shouldn't. But, everyone's situation is different. A lot of people have ideas, but they don't know how to execute it. Like for me, I've gone through life and I've been rejected so many times. I've failed so many times that it's become I just know how to handle it. I can fail and I can just get back up. So all right, that didn't work. Let me try something else.
Right. And I think so let me ask you a question. Just because this is kind of funny. My wife knows the way my mind works. So whenever I have an idea and it's a good idea, she almost doesn't want to acknowledge the fact that it's a good idea because she knows once she does that, she's opened the floodgates, and then I go from 0 to 100, and I don't stop. There's no in between for me. So she tries to keep me calm, but I feel like some people should, and maybe people don't have that, and that's kind of where they are. They're in that 0 mode, and they have a great idea, but they just don't know, like you said, how to execute it. But if you don't try it, if you don't even give it any effort, obviously, then you're never going to know if it works or not. And someone else, if you have the idea, somebody else has the idea. So it's a race against time. If you have a really good idea, and even if someone does have the idea and already came up with it, as long as it's not patenting type stuff, and if it's just another podcast or just doing something you think that you will enjoy, you should just try it because, like you said, it makes you feel younger, right? And for me, I don't know about you, but my day is really freaking busy, man. And yours is busy. Everybody's has a busy lifestyle, and sometimes it's good. I do this once a week. I would like to do it more, right? But once a week, I get to unwind a little bit, and it's just me and the bro talk. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. It is talking about the dad life and the wife life and things like that. But it's good to have these conversations. It's therapeutic in a way just to talk with the dudes, you know what I mean? Because that does go away a lot of times. So
yeah. And this is your thing, and you enjoy it. I mean, it doesn't have to be super uber successful. Nah. Successful is subjective. I mean, that's what we want. We want to be able to kind of live off this. But as long as we're having fun, I think that's all that matters. Because as the older you get, the more less stress that you want to experience, right? You don't want to go through your life regretting not doing something that you've always wanted to do.
Exactly.
That's the worst regret ever.
Exactly. Good.
Like for me, I mean, I'm so inspired to do these things because I couldn't live with myself if I was just to go home and come to work and watch TV for 3 hours.
Right. And I think people forget that though, right? Think about that. Think about how many times people probably are like, man, I don't got time to do this because I got baseball, I got softball, I got kids got to go here, got to go here, right? But when you get home and you sit down for 2 hours to watch TV, I mean, you have time, right?
You have
So
time.
watching
You have
2 hours,
time.
watch an
You make
hour or
time.
something. Yeah, you can make time. So, and the reason why I'm just trying to say is I want people to be inspired that if me and you can do it,
Hmm.
I think they should at least give whatever dream, passion, drive they have a chance. That's all. That's it.
Yeah, to put it in perspective, we're probably not even the busiest people in the world. I
No,
mean, look, like
no way. No.
there's people way more busier than we are with the same amount of time that we have in the day. So, like you said, it's your use of time that's important.
Exactly. Exactly. Now I want to touch on something real quick, man. So you said how you were talking a little bit about hip hop and growing up, early 20s hip hop was kind of your outlet, right?
Yep.
I know personally, my first CD. I know we're talking CDs, man. It's crazy, but CD, not there was no digital albums or anything like that. CD. My first CD was Tupac, and it was All Eyes on Me. Okay,
Yeah.
that was I mean, and that was just it was mind blowing to hear this guy just lyrically tell stories, right? So that's when I really fell in love with hip hop. And if you could interview, and this is gonna be a tough one, dude. If you could interview either Tupac or Biggie today,
Yeah.
which one are you gonna pick and why?
Well, it's easy for me. I would pick Tupac. Tupac is more of a
West
lyricist.
Coast? Oh, okay.
So, he's actually from New York.
I know that, but he definitely was claiming West hardcore. Yeah.
It's funny because you say that he's from the West Coast. I would like to interview Tupac because to me he's more of a revolutionary. His mindset as a young gentleman in his late teens and early 20s, man, he was way ahead of his time on the knowledge of how the system works and how the system is used to oppress. I mean, he made fun party music, but he also made a lot of good music that a lot of people could relate to.
Agreed.
And even if he's from the West Coast, I'm leaning towards Tupac because of what he stood for as a man. Whereas Biggie, Biggie's a great MC and stuff, but I wasn't really a fan because, growing up, I was more into the East Coast hip hop rather than the West Coast hip hop. My first tape, not CD, my first tape was Nas, Illmatic.
That's good.
And Wu-Tang 36 Chambers.
Oh, yeah, Wu-Tang, yeah.
36 Chambers and Mobb Deep's The Infamous. Those were my first 3 tapes that I bought when I was like 15 or 16.
Man, I forgot about tapes.
Yeah, man. See, I'm
I
older than
forgot
you.
about tapes. I think I actually had for the Fresh Prince and DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Jeff, yeah.
Yeah, that was a tape I had, and it might have been Summertime or Boom Boom Shake the Room, something like that. But it was old school, right? Yeah, I remember that stuff now.
Class. Yeah, and I still have that Nas tape till this day.
Really?
I still have. Yep.
Well, I can see I agree with you with the lyricist the way Tupac was, man, because you definitely, like you said, he definitely had like the club music or the house music, but there was definitely times where some of his songs were, you could tell they're coming from a good spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is a personal opinion, of course, but Tupac, for me, it hits me in my personal life a lot. Growing up listening to him, he was motivational. Even when he rapped, his lyrics, the way he put his words together, it just intrigued me and how poetic he was. I mean, Biggie has great songs and great records too, but I don't think lyrically, Biggie can compare to Tupac.
Agreed. So I can remember where I was. I can't remember what city I was in, but I was in a hotel because I was traveling on vacation. I was younger with my dad and stuff. And I remember going down to almost like the little, common area down there to get a snack or something like that, right? To purchase something. Yeah. And I remember over here, mind you, this is way before, obviously, smartphones. It didn't exist. Those things weren't available at all. You didn't hear about this stuff. And when I overheard that Tupac was dead, I had that feeling of just like, what? Like, you have those feelings where it's just like, you're kind of your mind is spinning a little bit, and you're like, no, man, like, come on, like,
unbelievable.
Wasn't it? It was just one of those surreal moments that was like, no, man, that's not true. And then you come to find out, it was just, man, that was a crazy day. I remember that that we started talking about Tupac.
It was a crazy day. You know, a lot of people criticize when a lot of artists or movie stars that we grew up watching dies a lot. I know there's a lot of criticism saying, "Well, you didn't even know them," but I understand that, you know, these people are artists, right? When you're an artist, you make art, you touch people in certain, you know, personal ways, and that's why they're so revered in our lives, because they make us discover who we are as a person with their art.
Agreed. Agreed. Okay, so moving on, man. So if someone wants to know what your normal day is, which normal is very, I can understand. Normal is probably like a loaded, you know, word to use. But typically, let's say you're, you know, the time you wake up, you go to your whatever job you have, your full-time job, and then what's the rest of the day? You know, that whole thing, what's that really look like? What's that schedule? I mean, is it ever changing based off of, I mean, I know you do tons of shit, so it's got to be, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, every day I wake up about 4:30. I get to work at 6 a.m., do my thing there, get off at 2:30, come home. The kids get out of school at 3:30, so I wait for them to get home. We do homework afterwards, and while we're doing the homework, we're thinking about dinner. Either my wife is cooking, or we decide to go out, or we just grab takeout, whatever. And between 3:30 and 8 o'clock to 8:30, because that's when their bedtime is, it's just family time. You know, we either do homework, we eat together, we watch a movie, just, you know, whatever time allows.
Yep.
And when the kids are in bed, between 8 to midnight, I have fulfill orders. I have a clothing line that I have online too, with an online store that's I'm grateful for. I started a couple years ago, 2013, I believe, and it's just been growing really, really slow because I haven't really put in too much time and effort to grow it. But where it's at now, it's pretty steady. So every day I would have an order or two to fill. And I do a little bit of screen printing in my basement, so I make shirts to order. The brand's called Red Scarf Revolution. And then I do that. If I don't have, once I'm done with filling with the orders, I kind of catch up with my emails. I always got some kind of projects going, either video project or I'm making graphics. I'm also a graphic designer too. I'm contracted with the city here in Tacoma to do marketing materials for them for their events, you know, the city events. So I stay busy with that too. And usually I spend a couple hours doing that, trying to get a draft or make any changes. Like right after this, I got to go make some revisions on three different flyers. So
yeah, see, never ending. And didn't you just go to Chicago and do some speaking there too? Not that,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, I went to Chicago in December. I was a keynote speaker for the National Cambodian Heritage Museum in Chicago. They had a fundraiser, and I was just there to just you know, to talk to the people, talk to them about art, how important it is to preserve the traditional art, and also to express yourself today in your art, whatever it is.
Sure. Now you touched on something to your clothing line, right? So
yes,
Red Scarf Revolution. This isn't just something. It's not just a random store, right? So for you, this is personal. This is This is definitely something that I'm sure has been tugging on you for a long time to try to bring some awareness to, you know, this whole not good part of history, but also needs to be known and not forgotten. So can you explain to people what the meaning is behind your website and your clothing line?
Yeah. The name of the brand itself is called Red Scarf Revolution. The red scarf relates to the Khmer Rouge. The Khmer Rouge were the communist. They were a communist group in Cambodia that took over Cambodia in 1975 to 1979, and between those 4 years, they murdered about 2 million Cambodians. One of the reasons why I'm here is because of the Khmer Rouge. You know, I was a refugee, came to the United States, and growing up, I never heard too much about it. We had the Killing Fields, but I was too young to kind of understand that film when it came out. It's a really good film to reference if you want to kind of know what happened during Cambodia during that time. Okay. But, you know, growing up, I always had identity issues. I always struggled with my identity. I didn't know if I was Cambodian enough, but I wasn't also American enough either, because at home, my parents was totally Cambodian, traditional, everything. Then I went to school and learned about American culture. And I was in this in-between space. So the brand really is one, highlights the dark history. I want to shed light on it too, especially the people that has never heard the Khmer Rouge or the Cambodian genocide before. And also I want to touch the youth of today the second and third generation Cambodians that are born here because they're born to parents who are unable to talk about the Khmer Rouge because, they're traumatized from the war.
Sure.
So number two, that's my main demographic, is to design clothes that make it look pretty hip and modern for them to kind of relate to. And then the goal for that is to kind of garner their interest so they can kind of say, oh, that's really cool. What is that about? Just to spark dialogue and conversation so maybe they can dig deeper into their history and want to take initiative to learn more. It's kind of like in hip hop where you sample oldies and you hear the oldies, and some people might take the initiative to look up where the original sample come from, and
right.
That's kind of and also to create a platform for healing and just conversation and being able to talk about it, because my culture, the Cambodian culture, we're really passive and silent, and we are that way because during the war, the Vietnam War that spilled over with the Vietnamese, the Viet Cong, and the Khmer Rouge, the way to survive was to be silent. So I'm just trying to change all that.
That's powerful, man.
Yeah,
really
thank
is.
you.
There's power behind the message, and there's meaning behind it, and you can tell that there's more than just there's more to it than
Yeah, I mean, the clothing, the T-shirts, and the hoodies is just the vehicle to drive the message.
Right.
So that's what it is.
But people respond to positivity and trying to get something out like that. You know what I mean? So I feel, like you said, you're getting a little bit busier with it. I don't think that's by accident. People can feed off of energy. So if you show the passion and energy, dude, they'll respond to that stuff. And hopefully what you'll start seeing is people just, keeping you really busy, right?
Hopefully that's the end goal. But more importantly, the clothing itself, gives you a piece of history and piece of my art that I like to share. And also it gives people a sense of identity and pride. When people buy the shirt, some people buy it for their dad or for their mom, and they're really proud to give it to them. So, that we have our own clothing, which was never available before. So there's a small niche there to provide that, pride and identity of where you came from.
Right. Now, how can people contribute to help? Is the only way to contribute to your cause just buying your clothes, or is there other things people can do? Or
not at all. You don't have to buy the clothes to contribute. If you're an artist yourself, if you do drawings or graphic design, I've collaborated with many artists on T-shirt designs, and what we do when we collaborate with each other, they would design something and we will do a collaboration with my brand, and then we'll give the proceeds to some kind of charity or something. So, it's not about the money at all. If you have an idea, it's like a community effort, right? If you have an idea for a T-shirt, I'm always open to listen to the idea. And if I like the idea, we'll go ahead and work together on it, get the T-shirt made, and then sell it. And then whatever charity you want to donate to, we can do that.
Nice. No, it's a great website. It looks good. I encourage anybody to go check it out. It's I got a couple shirts, so definitely it's really cool.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, no problem, buddy. So yeah, it's just it's, like I said, it's just a good cause, man. It's just to bring awareness, and it's just the shirts are nice too. Material is good, so go check it out. But you didn't talk about so I did notice at one point in time on social media that there was a celebrity wearing your T-shirt. And you gotta tell me how that happened. You gotta tell me how that happened, and then you gotta tell me about the dinner.
Oh man, I can't talk about the dinner. It's a quiet behind the scenes thing, but I'll touch on it a little bit. Miss Angelina Jolie, it was a holy shit moment for me too, because my friend was the one to send me the photo.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Yo, check this out." All right, so Angelina Jolie's got a T-shirt of mine. That's pretty dope, and I was in awe too. It was unbelievable. So how that happened was my boy Pratch, who is a rapper himself. He's considered by the Asian rap community to be the pioneer of Cambodian rap. He brought rap music. Yeah, he brought rap music to Cambodia in like 99, 2000, and was banned there because he rapped about the Khmer Rouge and stuff. So he started gaining some notoriety. But fast forward 15, 16 years till recently, he's now an advocate for the arts in the Long Beach communities. He's the co-founder of the Cambodian Town Film Festival. So this year, Angelina Jolie released her movie, First They Killed My Father, which is about the Khmer Rouge. It's a little girl's story. She produced and directed that movie along with her son Maddox, who is from Cambodia that she had adopted. And when that movie dropped, there was a main feature for their film festival this year, and Angelina Jolie surprised everybody and showed up to this little festival in Long Beach, and it kind of blew everybody's mind. And my friend, who is a super entrepreneur or persistent guy, I would say, he just gave her a whole bunch of my shirts, and she liked it. So,
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome. And that's, that could be a tipping point for people to really understand your message too. Hopefully she can kind of help catapult, that type of thing.
Yeah, she was really interested in the whole brand and what it stood for. So I had a good opportunity to talk to her for a little bit. That's about it.
Hey, that's good, man. Not many people can say that's kind of where they are today, or that at least that happened. You know what I mean? I haven't talked to anybody.
The funny thing is, like, when I first started this brand and clothing brand, I would joke around, a year into it, yo, my clothing brand's gonna blow up. I'm gonna meet Angelina Jolie. She's gonna love it, and it just kind of happened, So I was kind of speaking into existence.
Exactly. You know who that is? That's Manifest. That's what I'm talking about. So there's Rust. You know him, the rapper. He's
Yep.
He's got his own weird ways with certain words and things that he does, but he's really good at some of the things that he says, and just the way that he can kind of speak. But like I play a song at the end of every podcast, and it's called Manifest, because I kind of feel if you keep yourself into that mindset, that it could potentially happen, and I like the words that he says. It says, move into the rhythm of my intuition. Anything I want, I speak into existence. That's how I'm living. That's how I'm winning. So, and that's exactly how I feel. You just said it right there. And it's a good thing. It's a good way to kind of live off of those types of words.
It's true. But I do want to say that just because you put it out there doesn't mean it's going to happen. You got to make it happen. Right. You got to work for it. Nothing comes easy. I tell my kids all the time, man, nothing worth anything comes easy. The harder you work, the greater the reward, right? What you put in, what you get out. And that cliche holds true to me and what I've been trying to, what I try to do with my everyday life. And it happens, man. There's input and output, man. What you put in is what you get out.
Exactly.
And I think in today's world, the kids, everything is instant gratification. They don't have the patience.
No, you're 100% right. Well, they have some. I know we're being young and trying to get in with the social media thing, but man, they're so in. That's all they do. That's all they have. I feel like it.
Yeah.
And it's
One thing that's good is that they know how to use it, but now we got to teach them how to use it as a tool to succeed and to survive off of it.
Right. Agreed. Because now that could be turned into that part of technology could be a friend or a foe depending on how it's used, right?
Absolutely.
So one thing, man, what is one thing about you that nobody knows? One thing, like goofy thing, like one goofy thing you do or have done, or anything to someone.
Only the closest people to me know this. My name Silong is actually Bruce Lee's Chinese name, Lee Silong. My dad named me after Bruce Lee.
I had no idea.
It's Cantonese name.
So you were named after Bruce Lee.
Yes, that's the long trivia of the day. He was a huge Bruce Lee fan in the 70s. And I grew up, watching Bruce Lee. I was a huge Bruce Lee fan too. But the only difference is that he can kick ass and I can't fight. So.
I don't think there's many people that would ever go up or even try. I'd run as fast as I could.
In general, I just not a fighter, man. If you would, diffuse the situation and try to talk you out of it, but if you hit me in the face, I'm gonna get hit in the face.
Right. You're not gonna be the aggressor. I get it.
No, man.
Oh man. So I have some fun questions for you.
Cool.
So you have one free day with the entire family, your entire family. It could be your, if you want to do it, let's make it your immediate family, right? So your wife and your kids.
Yeah.
One free day, do whatever you want to do. What are you going to do for that day?
Is there like a limitation of cost or flying or not?
Money is not an option. Money's irrelevant that day.
If it's only one day, we can't do it too big. So we do this quite often in the summertime. We just disappear and go to the beach, man.
Beach.
We picnic at the beach. They run around, play in the water.
You do swim in the ocean.
There's a beach here called Westport where we can actually drive on the beach. So we bring out our barbecue grill and we just go hang out.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's pretty nice, especially when it's nice and warm.
That's nice.
It's just a lot of people there, so it's fun.
That is fun. I'm not going in the ocean though. Just
no, not me either. But kids.
Well, even when the kids do, I'm like, no, that's right. No, come on, a little bit too far out. No, you get. You know what? What one day, man, I was like 13 or 14. My dad let me go parasailing. And that the height thing didn't freak me out. It's me being able to see everything in the ocean that's by these people, man.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, oh hell no! Like you can just see like the sharks and you can see the stingrays and the jellyfish, and you're like, I'm never gonna do it again. You just I don't know. You start thinking differently. Yeah, it's just creeps me out, man. So he kind of ruined it for me.
Sure.
But so you're from Washington. So is it safe to assume that you're a Seahawks fan?
Absolutely, 100%. Man. Ever since I was a kid.
Shit.
The Kingdom.
I'm sorry, buddy.
I'm sorry. What are you?
I don't know, man. That's just got to be tough.
You don't have to apologize for your team.
That's got to be tough. No, Packers and Seahawks have had some epic battles.
Oh yeah, are you a Packers fan?
I'm a Packers fan. I was born in Wisconsin, so.
Oh, okay. I was assuming you were a Browns fan, so I didn't know.
No, if I was a Browns fan, I wouldn't be able to say shit. I couldn't say. I don't know. There's nothing I'd be able to say. No. No, I was born in Wisconsin. My grandma and my dad and my aunt all have stock in the Packers.
Oh, nice. And is this true? They're like the only publicly owned team in the NFL.
That's true.
Yeah,
they're owned by the fans. Kind of cool.
Yeah, I think all teams should be like that.
That'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Could you imagine how things would be? I don't know.
Well, give me the history of the Packers. How did that happen?
I really don't know. I know they used to be the Green Bay Packers because of the packing company, the meat packing company that was there, and that's how they came to first get their name. And they're still in Green Bay. That hasn't changed. It's literally the only thing in Green Bay, really. Like it's the tallest building in Green Bay, so it's all they have. But it's just like a passionate people there. So I don't know if it became, owned by the fans because of their passion, or they were going to lose the team, or something to that effect. But ever since they kind of got that way and they saw the people react to it, I mean, you couldn't even, if I wanted to get season tickets to the Packers, I think they're still a waiting list. It's like 5-7 years.
I believe it, man. They're a great team. And I mean, without them, I would never ever heard of Green Bay.
Right? I don't think anybody would. But you know what? I'm not, I've never been to Lambeau and actually watched a game. And that's on my bucket list. That's on
you got to do it. Man, you got to do it.
That might be on my, if I have one free day, what am I do with the family? I might take them to a Packers game. That might be kind of cool.
Dude, don't even take the family. Just go by yourself. Sounds like that's
true too.
For you and the buddies thing.
Oh, yeah. That would be cool. So out of all the things, man, that you dabble in, I'm going to go in. Let's go. You DJ. Not as much, right? But you do DJ.
Yeah. It's more of a hobby.
More of a hobby.
I do weddings on occasions, and whenever I like the backup DJ. It's not really my passion, but I do it. I'm okay at it.
I used to DJ for a hot minute. It was nothing. It was stupid, but I tried.
You should get back into it, man. Weddings, the big money, man. I'm charging like $12.50 per wedding, bro.
I know you can get some good money out of it. Maybe now that I'm older, I won't care to get on the mic and hey guys, I probably won't care like I used, before I was young.
Most wedding people have MCs already, so you don't have to do anything. You just got to make sure the sound's right, all the songs are queued up they're looking for, and if you think about it, the DJ is probably the most important person there.
Yeah, I mean, you're right.
Besides the bride and groom, because you're providing the atmosphere and the party and
the
mood. So
interesting. So what? Oh, so you do photography, you do videography, you have a clothing line. You're trying to be more of a, motivational person too, inspirational, educating. There's just all these different things that you're trying to get out there, and you're doing a great job at all of it. So managing it, doing awesome. You're doing great with it. But if you could pick one area for it to just blow the shit up, which one could you say, like, this is the one I want to blow up? And I could say, maybe you couldn't say goodbye, but I'm going to make you say goodbye to all the other ones.
Yeah.
Which one?
If I could, man, I would love to have my own record label and continue to produce music. If I can just produce music every day, I would totally do it.
Nice. When's next album dropping?
Too old.
No, see, there it is, man. You can't say that.
I'm too old to rap. I don't have it in me to rap anymore. But as far as producing an album,
yeah, produce the album.
That's gonna happen. That's gonna happen because I got a lot of talented young artists around here.
There you go.
And there's a lot of great things happening here around the city, here in Seattle, and the hip hop scene in Seattle is really good. So I mean, there's gonna be an album from me, but on the more production side of it. So it's gonna happen.
You're not even gonna cameo in like a little bit of one?
Maybe. I do have the itch, but if it works.
Here's what you do: is you bring in somebody and you at least do part of the intro to it or the outro to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get them a flavor of like where this album's headed, or you got to give them a little teaser in the outro. Make them think that you're gonna do an album.
That's a good idea.
Just to do that.
Yeah.
So, another fun question. So, in Washington, you're allowed to smoke marijuana, right?
Yeah, it's legal.
What's that like, man? Are you no? Because I'm in Ohio. A lot different. I can't walk down the street and just see people smoking weed, right? Is that something is that what you see?
It's illegal to smoke outside. You can't.
Oh, okay.
It's like drinking in public, right? You can't be in public doing it, but people do it anyway. The cops don't harass you for it. I think it's a great thing. It still blows my mind that I can walk in a shop and there's all of these different types of strains, and it does this for you.
Yeah, right.
I'm very intrigued by it all. It's just so many different kinds, and the quality is there because the rules are so strict. But the only thing that bugs me about it, when it was illegal, for me to get weed, I would have to play phone tag with the dealer, right? So I would go to the parking lot. He said he's 5 minutes out. 45 minutes later, he's not there. So it's just too easy now, and it pisses me off.
You just walk in like, is this all I gotta do? Oh man,
yeah, man. The struggle was real back then. Now these guys don't experience.
Now they're not gonna work for it.
Yeah, they don't have to work for it. They don't have, So then now you just go in there, grab everything, and leave. It's convenient.
Is there a bunch of stores?
Oh man, there's so many. It's like it's like a Starbucks.
Seriously.
So at least one or two on each block that you walk down, and it's great. They get taxed a lot, and all the money comes back into the community with education, and weed funds a lot of programs.
Yeah, and most people that are buying the marijuana too were already buying it anyways because that's just what they wanted to do. So now it's more regular. There's more regulations. It's you're getting like not laced with stuff, right? So that's good.
Right. So all the stuff you're getting is good stuff, and it's clean, and a lot of the people that do it are normal working folks that come home and need to decompress, and that helps them decompress.
Sure.
And also a lot of people that are doing it now, because they have the CBD oil and just CBD, which is, I don't know what it stands for, but they use it to alleviate pain. So instead of being on these painkillers, which is very highly addictive, sure, they can use the more natural product, which is weed. And I see nothing but benefits all around.
Great. There's a lot of really good medical use for marijuana. People, there's a lot, like my wife's mom, she's going through some struggles right now. She's got stage 4 cancer, so there's just a lot that she's been working through, but she's always been kind of not looking to do the edibles, right? But I think they've convinced her to at least give it a go, right? Because it's going to help her, because the pain medicines, like you said, they're so addictive, dude. Like they're so addictive because they give you that instant gratification, and then you just fiend it. You need it. You can't function. Your body literally cannot function properly without these pain medicines. So the weed is a completely different source to kind of just take that pain away. So I'm all on for that stuff, man. And if I had the money and I knew Ohio was going to be able to do something, I mean, you have to have a shit ton of money though to do the stores.
Hey man, save your money now because eventually
it's coming. I know, but I mean, last time I looked, it's like $300K.
Hey man, save that money. Get a couple guys together.
Geez.
I mean, I don't have that money to be honest, but to think about it, it's the new liquor. You know how people build fortune and legacies of liquor. Man, it's the new liquor, man.
Touche. Angelina, you have to get hooked up with Silong for his Red Scarf Revolution, but then you got to help me and him invest into some marijuana stores, and we'll take care of it, man. So, last question, and I'll let you go, buddy. What's next, buddy? What's next for you? What's the next big thing?
You know what? That's hard to say. I don't have anything lined up right now. I've just been trying to get into my community and help empower the people in the community that needs help. Next Tuesday, I'm going to the state prison, talking to the inmates there about art and Red Scarf Revolution, what I do, and just giving them some insight on how that they can use art for to have a positive impact for when they get out. And I've been working with a group here in Tacoma called the Tacoma Healing Awareness Community. It's a group that takes people who has formerly been incarcerated that just got out of jail and provide them resources, give them the basic needs like toothbrushes and a place to stay for a couple of days and help them apply for jobs. So I just been getting involved in that community type of work because there's a lot of people in my community that has been in jail, that's been there for 8-9 years and coming out with no family. So I want to provide a resource so they don't go back into that cycle, because rehabilitation to me is way more important than incarceration. So I've been working with that group. It's a nonprofit and they're doing great work. So
that's awesome, buddy. Well, that's awesome.
But other than that, I mean, no huge project on the horizon. But I don't know what will happen in the next month or two. Opportunity comes. So I make sure to put myself to be able to get lucky. So I want to get hit by luck. So that's why I continue to pursue these things. You never know who you're going to run into or meet to talk to. So
keep doing what you're doing, buddy. People are listening, man. Whether or not sometimes you feel like it's not, people are listening. And like you said, it's just going to take a matter of one of these times, the right person listens, hears you. You know what I mean? You're doing good.
Mm-hmm.
So
absolutely.
For sure, man.
And for the people out there listening now, I mean, nothing happens overnight. Once in a while it might, but you just gotta, if you believe in your product or yourself or your art like 120%, you're gonna convince other people too, because more than likely somebody's feeling the same way you do. There's a niche that you want to fill, there's a void that you want to fill that they have the same void. And like you mentioned earlier that even if there's somebody that's already doing what you want to do, that's an opportunity for you to learn what they do, not because you want to do what they do, because you want to learn how they got to where they got to, but you use it to push your movement forward. So
right. No, exactly, man. Exactly. So basically, get up and do something and try it out, man. That's just and go after it and put the passion behind it. And because the same way, if you're not feeling it, it's not going to work. You know what I mean? People can feed off of that too, for sure. If you're struggling, and if you're going to do, like, let's say you're going to do a podcast, like, let's say today I felt like, man, I don't feel like doing this, right? I'm just not in the mood, or maybe I'm not feeling Real Dad Bro Talk, whatever the hell's going on, right? You're going to know that as soon as I talk to you, or as soon as the audience hears me speak, they're going to be able to see that and hear that and feel that. So don't do it that day. Pick a different day. Do it a day where you're really energized and you're feeling it, man, because it only takes a couple of these times where if you were just out of it and people will be like, I'm not messing with that no more. You know what I mean? So same way. Goes both ways, man.
You can't convince yourself. You can't convince anybody else.
Exactly. Well, man, I appreciate your time, bro. Seriously. Seriously, it's always good just understanding, all these types of different avenues of things that you're doing and getting different feedback and advice. And I just wanted the audience to kind of hear, your interesting stories and just everything that you've accomplished and are still trying to accomplish. And I hope it inspires some people and it motivates a lot of people and just keeps people going. So I really appreciate your time, my friend. So I'm gonna allow you to do a quick plug.
Sure.
Put out your stuff, bro. Let them know where to find you. I want people to follow you and see the awesome the work you're putting out there, and just be a part of your journey, because that's how people are going to relate to, is just being a part of what you're doing.
Yeah, check out the Red Scarf Revolution website at redscarfrevolution.com, and I do have a personal site where it's like a portfolio site online. It's silongonline.com, and if you have any questions, just hit me up. I'm always open to hear what you have or any ideas. If you want to collaborate on some things, let me know.
There you have it. Follow him. Go to Instagram. Check him out on Instagram. Go to Twitter. Go to the Red Scarf Revolution website. Check that out. Go to his personal website. If you're not following him, you need to, just because it's you need some positivity. Everybody does. So I would definitely encourage you to do that. And then you can check us out. Go to Instagram, Real Dad Bro Talk. Check us out there. Go to the Bro Dad shop, get some clothes. Go to the website. I mean, we're all over the place. We're at iHeartRadio now, so you can check this out there. iTunes, but we're all over the place, man. So again, thank you, Silong. And to everybody else, we'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Join
Appreciate
us next week for another epic
buddy.
episode of RDBT. Keep track of what we're doing on all social media at Real Dad Bro Talk.
Cool.
Till next time.
Listening to my old songs back when I would talk about things that hadn't happened yet, but now I get to talk about. Just got back from South Beach, Collins Ave Shore Club, always celebrating what I wanted.